Compared to you, Jackie, your older sister May is far more beautiful than you, so it couldn't be helped, right? Sure, you can do things like cook and clean, but she can do both of those things and a ton more, while also being wonderful eye candy for me. Seriously, the fact that she's perfect for me, there's no way I wouldn't have switched from you to her, you know? And thank goodness she had the same exact feelings for me, am I right?
Why would you do this to me? Didn't you and I pledge our love not too long ago, Luca?
I really hate that about you, Jackie. May is always so straightforward about things, while you just always have to be so poetic about everything, don't you? It is so much easier for me to be with a woman like her, honestly. Sure, you may have a good face and all, and that's why I decided to marry you at first. But when I look at May's face, which is better than yours, and then that tight yet curvy body, I can't help but want more. Her waist is at least 5 inches smaller than yours, right?
So what you're saying is that her body is better than mine is to you, and that's why you're going to leave me for her now? What about all of the memories and trust we've built with one another up to this point? You used to always tell me you loved me more than anything, but did you really even mean any of that?
Was I saying things like that before? Well, I'm sorry to break it to you, but your older sister has always been the one for me. You even recognize that yourself, right? Now stop trying to pick at me and come to understand that I'm going with her now. And if that's all too much for you to handle, go and get some plastic surgery on yourself and come back to try and win me back.
There's no need for me to go through all that work now, since I've finally come to realize the true kind of monster you really are. How could you do something so heartless to me, though? I just don't understand. I know that sometimes you were a bit cold to me, but you still showed your love for me, right? Whatever drove you both to doing something like this to me? May is my older sister, and you were supposed to be my older brother, Luca.
Jackie, in this world, it is all about winning and losing, okay? You just ended up losing to your older sister, and now she's gonna have a man like me marrying her instead of staying with you. That's all. I get that it sucks to be in your shoes right now, but you can't hold something like nature against me, right? I know why this is all such a huge deal for you, though. You're no longer gonna be a housewife anymore, right?
I was never working as your housewife because I'd wanted to be one, Luca. I was fine being one for you, but that was never my dream. But what really upsets me here and now is the fact that you're throwing me away knowing very well that I don't have a job or anything. Even May knows that about me, yet she's gone and stolen my husband from me. The both of you, you're both complete monsters that I wish to never see again after this. Did you guys have any idea what kind of trouble you're causing for me now?
All I keep hearing from you are the words of a sore loser. Are you trying to interfere with Mother Nature now or something? Your older sister and I, we just found true love in one another, okay? Sure, I'm having to leave the woman I first married for her older sister, but that's not something you should be getting all upset about right now. You're blowing things way out of proportion, acting like we're some kind of bad people or whatever. Sorry that this had to happen to you, but love is a very malleable thing, and this time my love has been twisted into the hands of your older sister.
What you've both done is just downright disgusting, though. It's quite something that you went and jumped ship from your own wife for her older sister of all people, right? I always thought something like that could never and would never happen in a family like mine. That just goes to show when it comes to like-minded jerks like the both of you, you'll do anything to be with one another. I'm going to just have to come to terms with all of this and accept the fact that you and I will have to get a divorce now. Really, there was no avoiding something like this in the end now, was there?
That's correct, right? Now hurry up and pack your things so that you can get out of my place.
You understand what all of this entails for you both now, right? You're going to have to distance yourself from the rest of my family now, because not one of them will want to see you guys. And the same goes with me, creating some distance from you two. But you both knew something like that would be happening to yourselves after this, right?
It's not like I ever cared about what would happen with your family and us. I'm gonna go and start a new family with your older sister, so there's no need for me to ever come back to you or your family. You are all nothing to me now that I have May, and that means I will not think about any one of you anymore.
Well, if you're 100% okay with all of that, then I won't say anything else about your decisions here. You guys knew what you were getting yourselves into here then. I don't need to bother with either of you anymore either then. I'm going to make sure you both pay up, though, for what you've done to me. Through a settlement, of course.
Hey now, don't worry. That's gonna be a small price to pay for a life where I'm finally with the woman I was always meant for.
All right, I get it.
Now that you and I will be getting divorced, that means we'll be complete strangers for the rest of time, right? And I'm sure you never want to be around us, growing jealous of just how happy your sister and I will become with one another, right?
I would never want to see you guys again after the divorce. Now I'm going. Goodbye forever, Luca.
Hey, long time no see, Jackie. Are you doing well?
Who is this again?
Huh? You've always been such a goofy woman, haven't you? So things must not have changed at all then since the last time I was talking to you. Unless this is another one of your jokes, since you've always loved those.
I just asked who this is, all right? Am I being scammed by someone right now?
Jeez, it's me, your ex-husband, Luca. Does this mean that you deleted my contact information or something?
Luca? Why are you talking with me again after 2 years? I don't have time for a long conversation, so make this quick. And remember, you and I cut ties to one another, so this shouldn't even be happening right now.
Wait a minute, I thought we were still family, Jackie. Sure, we may not be husband and wife anymore, but that doesn't mean that you and I are complete strangers to one another anymore, right? And I guess we haven't been talking to one another either since you know what, but still, honestly, I think it's kinda rude for you to say that I'm nobody to you now.
Weren't you the one that said we were both complete strangers now? It's been 2 whole years of me hearing nothing from either you or my older sister. Yet now you're wanting to talk again like nothing ever changed? Did something happen to you and May then that forced you to come to me?
Do you really think I'm trying to mess with you right now? I guess it really has been some time since we last talked. Do you even understand what I'm saying? Do you want me to call you instead so that you can understand? Maybe you've really been missing me this whole time, and that's why you're acting like a sourpuss. This just goes to show that we were never good at communicating with one another then.
Luca, I do not have time for this stupid conversation with you, all right? I'm still mad at you for what you and May did to me, even if that was 2 years ago.
That's the thing though, Jackie. That was all 2 years ago. Just forget about it now, all right? And besides, I'm not here to talk with you about that whole event.
Just get to what you want from me already, Luca. Sitting here and having to listen to you go on and on is just exhausting.
Okay, I'll get to why I texted you today. May is gonna need a kidney transplant. She's been sick for a while now and won't be able to heal unless she gets a new one.
What?
You're likely the best match for her in terms of donors, so I thought I should bring this up with you.
What are you talking about, Luca? Are you trying to sell one of my kidneys now? Did you become part of a gang or something now?
That's not at all what this is about. She's your older sister and she needs your help right now. So be a good sister and give her one of your kidneys. You don't want to make her upset, right?
I don't know what older sister you're talking about. The only sister that I ever had vanished 2 years ago and is never coming back.
Are you really still holding grudges against her? Come on, you don't need to be so stuck up about what all happened anymore.
I'm not joking, okay?
And neither am I. Right now, this is a very serious topic that I'm trying to relay to you, Jackie. Most of the time I hate having these pain-in-the-ass discussions, but this time it's about my wife, your older sister.
Luca, let me be clear with you right now. I do not have an older sister, especially one that I'd be willing to donate one of my kidneys to in order to save her life. What did you even think would happen by contacting me again about something as stupid as that, Luca? If you really are telling the truth, you need to find yourself someone else. Goodbye now.
Hey, wait! Wait, are you for real right now, Jackie? Come on now, you have to be kidding me about being so cold, right? Don't make me repeat why I've come to you asking this today. None of this is a joke, and you being May's sister means you should be taking this very seriously.
And like I was saying, I'm not joking. I do not have a sister, Luca.
What are you going on about right now? May is your older sister, your one and only. Are you trying to tell me that you threw her out of your life after what happened? Right now, she's dealing with a very serious life-threatening disease that's gonna kill her if you don't step in and give up one of your kidneys. All I'm asking for is one, just one.
Not going to happen, okay? You are literally begging me for the impossible right now, giving up one of my kidneys for a stranger that I have nothing to do with? I only have 2 of them in my body, and I want to save them for someone special to me. And even if I did still have a sister, I would never let her have one of my kidneys now, after she had already gone and stolen my husband from me. No bitch like her would deserve to get anything else from me after that.
How are you able to say such things about your own sister? No matter what may have happened in the past between you both, she's still your older sister, right?
How come you, a complete stranger, think that you can just assume whatever the hell you want about me? Stop acting like I should care about anyone who has stolen things from me anymore. Especially when they were once a part of my family. Even if she was still my sister, I wouldn't care about her because she had the nerve to think that she could take my husband away from me and leave me with nothing. Now stop acting like I should be listening to you because you and her are both the worst.
Wow. I can't believe you would say that about her. I guess there really is no way of getting through to you about this. I bet if you were to see how weak and sad your older sister looked right now at the hospital, your mind would change. How about you come out right now and see her?
Why would I ever waste my time going out to see someone I don't care about at all? Who do you think you are still talking to me about something I've already said no to? Neither of you mean anything to me anymore, and I should just stop talking to you right now. I get that you may be my ex and that she may have once been family to me, but neither of you are special. Especially not enough to get me to come out and see you again. Her problem of being sick with something that is killing her is a problem between the 2 of you and has nothing to do with me. So keep it between yourselves.
No way! I wish you would just give up on all that emotional crap already and come see May again. I'm sure when you see her, you'll want to become close with her again. Don't you miss having an older sister?
Why are you talking about us becoming close to one another? Just stop it, Luca.
Are you saying that you don't care about what happens to your sister then?
I don't care what happens to either of you, actually. You're really starting to get on my nerves now, so leave me alone. I'm really tired of wasting my precious time having this unproductive conversation with you. This is over with now. Understand that?
Please don't say things like that, Jackie. Every day we have to wait for a kidney donor, May gets weaker and weaker. I already tried asking the rest of your family about helping her, but they all blocked me without saying a word.
You were the one that said you didn't care that my family would cut ties to you both. You said you'd both be making a family of your own, so what's the big deal? You wanted this for yourselves, right? Yet now you want me to come back to you guys so that your wife won't have to die? Quit it with that BS, Luca. Seriously, neither of you seem to understand the kind of position you both put yourselves in.
We were wrong for doing that, okay, Jackie? We should have never said that we were fine with all of you cutting ties to us. So could you please help us? Help your sister!
Never going to happen. You guys decided to make a choice that only revolved around the both of you. So now you guys get to deal with that problem by yourselves. I don't want to hear any more from you about this or anything else now. So goodbye.
Are you all right? Did you go and get examined? I'm sorry that I wasn't able to go with you, Jackie.
I went and had the examination done, and there doesn't seem to be any problems with me. I was told that I'll be completely fine, so you don't have to worry about me. Now, as for you, Miles, you need to get back to it and finish up all of your work. If you don't, it's going to start having a major impact on our lives, right?
I get that, Jackie. I plan to continue working my hardest from here on out, okay? But for a long time now, you've always had to go through so many hardships that nobody should ever have to deal with. I was just hoping that this time I could be a bit closer to you so that you'd have someone to take some of that burden off of your back.
Aw, you really are one of the nicest men I've ever met. Why was I never able to run into such a gentleman like you the first time and had to end up wasting part of my life away with someone else? The whole time I was with that asshole, my time and health slipped away from me. I wish I could have been with you from the start of all that.
And I wish I could have grown up a lot sooner and have been there to woo you into my arms from the start. I had always been in love with you, Jackie. I guess I wasn't ready for you to love me yet. But had I been, I could have saved you from your very troubled past with that man and your older sister.
I hope you're not blaming yourself for any of that, all right? I blame myself for never seeing you as anything more than a friend and never noticing that you wanted to be my boyfriend all that time. Sure, we may be late to the party now with one another, but the fact that every event lined up to get us where we are now, I'd say we're very lucky.
Yeah, I believe and think the same thing. By the way, ever since all of that crap yesterday from your ex, you haven't received any more messages from him or your sister. Maybe he finally learned to give up on you and go somewhere else with his problems? Well, considering he was so stupid to come to you with a request like that in the first place, I'm sure he hasn't stopped yet and still thinks that you'll be willing to help.
Don't worry about it, actually, Miles. Since then, I haven't heard anything else from him or May. Of course, you're right about him being stupid to the point that he probably didn't realize I meant no when I said it. And in his world, he's the only person besides maybe his wife that actually matters. But I'm sure he's realized what I was trying to tell him, right? If he really was so self-centered that even yesterday's conversation didn't do it, then I'm not sure he would have even been able to get with my dumbass sister.
That's a good point. Well, if you hear anything else from either one of them, tell me right away, please. And if things seem like they'll become a major problem for you again, I'll act fast and make sure to stop them. I won't even tell my work about what I'll do.
You really love to worry yourself a lot about others' problems, huh? I'll be fine though, Miles. I'm serious. Anyway, make sure that you get home from work safely later today, please. So you were lying in wait for me, weren't you, Luca? Then out of nowhere, you went and tried to attack me. How much more ridiculous can you actually get acting like that? Because of that, you got yourself sent running with your tail tucked between your legs. Sucks to be you now, doesn't it?
Who was that man you were with? Did you hire some kind of a bodyguard to protect you from people like me or something?
You just so happened to try and attack me at the wrong time was all. My husband had the day off work today, and so we had plans to meet with one another for a little bit and have a relaxing date. And on my way out to meet with him, I ran into you and you began to attack me like you had the intent of killing me. Luckily, my husband was just around the corner and heard me, and that's when he came out and kicked your ass. By the way, my husband happens to be a black belt in karate, so that helped a bunch.
Wait, you got married again, Jackie?
I sure did. And if you're wondering who he is, he's my childhood friend that I've kept around ever since him and I first met. He told me after I divorced you that he'd always love me, and that's why we ended up getting married. He actually came back from a business trip right after the divorce, and we had this very emotional reunion with one another that I still cannot forget. We first started to date for a bit, but only after a few months we were tying the knot. And if you thought all of that was surprising to hear, know that right now I am pregnant with our first child.
Are you kidding me right now? Why did you get to end up being so happy with a man like him after me?
I'm a very lucky girl, I guess. Unlike you, he's not some lazy guy that lays around the house all day after work doing nothing but watching TV and eating chips. No, he cares about me a lot and makes sure that we are both working hard for one another all the time. And you know why he's like that to me? Because he had to watch as my older sister would bully me all the time ever since we first met. So when I told him one day that my sister had stolen you from me and you went along with her, he was pissed. Honestly, I think May taking you from me was the best thing that could have ever happened.
Why? Why do you get to be the one that's happy now while I'm stuck with your sister going through hell?
Why did you try attacking me today with such a scary face? Were you trying to threaten me into giving you my kidney or something?
I thought that you might come through for us if I threatened you a bit. You have always been the real stubborn type, so I thought that by freaking you out like that, you'd understand how dire things have been for her and me and would help. And well, if I didn't try and use some physical force, you would most definitely never help us.
So your wife dying has got you thinking like a thug now? I know that you had to go to the hospital after that greeting from my husband, especially after seeing the way you broke your nose. But just know that I've told the police about what you tried to do as well. Hopefully they'll take you and throw you behind bars here soon for trying to assault me. And maybe there you'll finally have some time to cool off and come back to reality again.
Huh? You'd better be joking about something like that. I'm the one who's desperately trying to save my wife's life here. Stop acting like you were the victim of a crime just because you got a little bit scared then.
Enough already, Luca. You and the rest of the people like you who go out and act like they can do anything they want to anyone have been playing the victim card for long enough. I'm the real victim in all of this, having to go day by day thinking about how my sister went and stole my husband from me. And then having to go through a divorce with him only to have him showing back up in my life years later because he needs me. And just today, I was attacked by you trying to threaten me into giving up my kidney. All you are is scum, Luca. Total trash.
Don't say that about me. None of us, your sister, you, or myself, thought things would come to this.
Sure, okay. Had it not, you both would be out there right now living a happy life together, never understanding what pain you caused to me and others. You would get to be with one another, most likely having kids, without ever having to regret the horrible choices you made. So now what? You think I'm going to feel bad for you both and will come forward to give up one of my kidneys? You both are even worse than you were back in the day when you would just wreck marriages.
Please listen to me. Your sister and I didn't ever mean to hurt anyone.
What about all the things you did wasn't meant to hurt anyone, Luca? You must be a psychopath for thinking you could just go out with your wife's sister behind her back without ever hurting her. Well, none of it matters now anyway, right? I can't even donate a kidney right now, even if I wanted to, because I'm carrying a baby.
Well, what about after you have your baby?
Do you have any idea how hard giving birth to a child is on the female body? It takes a lot of strength and energy to get through, and you're just expecting me to give up a kidney right after that? All for some woman who treated me like garbage and stabbed me in the back? Enough with these damn jokes, Luca.
But that's the only option we have left.
Well, that's your problem, not mine. I'm about to have my precious first child with my husband. What happens in the future if my child needs a kidney from me? I'm keeping all my organs in case that day ever comes because they are 100 times more important to me than your wife. If I were to give up one kidney now for a woman I don't give a damn about, then what would happen to my child in the future?
I'm sorry, Jackie. I apologize for everything I did to you before.
If apologies like that could fix everything, then there would be no need for things like police and the justice system in this world. If you're really sorry about what you and May have done to me, then you reflect on all of that in jail. I don't care if May ends up dying because I don't help her. She has nothing to do with me. Honestly, I hope she does end up going to hell soon, along with you, because the both of you deserve to spend the rest of your lives rotting together there. After I finished talking with Luca, I went ahead and called the police with my husband and told them about what had happened to me. We told them how Luca was waiting for me to come down that road and attempted to attack me in order to get me, a pregnant woman, to give up a kidney of mine. We made sure to explain that my husband did have to defend me by attacking Luca, but luckily there were some bystanders that also saw what had happened who would be able to cover for us there. We then told the police that we wouldn't be holding any charges against Luca when they went to get him, but that we would like for him to go to jail or even prison for what he tried. The police then went and sent some officers to the local hospital, where they found Luca getting his nose reset and arrested him right then and there after the doctor was finished with him. He was taken into the police station for questioning and would have to spend time there while a case was being put together regarding his attempted assault. My husband and I were both worried about whether Luca would come after us again after getting out of there, and so we gathered our things and moved away from that area, along with blocking both Luca's and my sister's contacts. Luckily, my husband was able to explain the whole situation to his boss about what had happened, and was allowed to start working remotely as long as he went to the office once a month for a team meeting that takes place. So the following day, we had all our things packed up and were on our way out of town to a new house that we had already seen online not too long ago. Since that day, my husband and I have not had any more run-ins with either of those two, and have been getting back to living life the normal way. I have no real clue what happened with Luca after he was arrested and questioned, nor do I have any idea what happened with my sister and her illness, and honestly, I don't care to learn either. My parents and the rest of my family are also unaware of what else happened, and my mom said that May will most likely have to stay in the hospital for a long time until she's able to find a donor. I'm just happy to have my family around me, including my baby son, who I just gave birth to, and now have this renewed sense of gratitude towards those that have always been there to take care of me.